It is that time, ladies and gentlemen.
Woo!
Mr. 35 and oh, Mr. Mayweather,
Mr. Harry Potter headphones.
Mr. Harry Potter wannabe
My, my,
headphones.
my, my AirPods died, so I've got to use the Harry Potter. So I'm using the kids. Ladies and
Very
gentlemen, can you see it?
resourceful. Very
Harry
resourceful.
Potter. Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
so he's currently on 35 and oh, and those of you who have been following this series, you know that it's time to knock him off that pedestal. And we put the request out, four corners of the earth, and we have some brain busting questions for the PlayStation Encyclopedia over here. This one has come from a close friend, Millie from London. She stepped up to the challenge to be an honorary host by sending in some God of War questions.
Okay, so they're actually answering the call of trying to catch me out on God of War or Metal Gear or something. Oh, they want to
Yeah,
be.
yes, they do. And as you heard last
I'm
week,
actually
ladies and
scared, you
gentlemen,
know.
if you do manage to stump Sonny on any of these God of War, Metal Gear Solid, and it's God of War and Metal Gear Solid, just the two. I'm sure there's another one that we've mentioned for those three games that we mentioned. Anyway, if you can manage to stump
Pro
Sonny on
Evo.
any one of those from Pro Evo, yeah, we don't really need to talk about that. But yeah, but definitely Metal Gear Solid and God of War, and Pro Evo if you can, if you want to. If you can manage to trip him up on it, you will become a guest episode on one of our future episodes in the future. But anyway, before we get into that, we're still in the presents, and we have a massive question which is going to knock you off the pedestal. Are you ready, Mr. Sunny?
Okay, before we start, it's just a question, right?
No, it isn't. This time we're actually going to be hitting you with three questions, free, all sides, upside down. So the question is the first question, these three questions, and if you don't get a point for this one, is
And they're
are
all
you
God of
ready?
they're God of War, right?
They are all God of War. So at
Okay,
least you'll have some solace in that. Yeah, so these are the questions. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Who is the first god that Kratos receives some magic from? Who is the first god that Kratos receives magic from?
The opening sequence of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to push for an answer here.
no, it's just before. I think it's just before the Hydra battle. So it would be. It's the clicks. So I'd say Poseidon's rage. Poseidon.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen,
Need
he
the
has a
power
third
of the
of his
gods.
points
Take
for
this
this week.
weapon.
Yes, you're right. The
Take
first
this
god that
power
does give
and
Kratos
use
magic
it to defeat
is
your
Poseidon
enemies.
and Poseidon's Rage, which obviously is echoed in every other game whenever he yells and screams his
Go.
ass off. Anyway, the second question is this, and have you got your thinking cap on? Who greets? Oh, hold on, before that, do you know exactly which game of the God of War series that was from?
Well, you said it was the original God of War, so I'm just going off the original God of War.
Ah, very good, very good. All right, then. So the next question is: who greets you before you pass through the gates of Athens? Who
What?
greets you before you pass through the gates of Athens?
Who greets you?
Yeah, before you pass through the gates of Athens.
All right, I need some time. I need to actually think about this. Now I'm actually going to play the fucking game in my head till I get to the gates of Athens.
See, this is where we put those transitions on the screen where you see all those calculations. You're doing like a little montage of all the games that you've played, that specific part, and then BAP.
It's funny you just said BAP because BAP literally was at the point where it just popped into my head, right? You know what I mean? So just before you get to the gates of Athens, and then you go
Mhm.
through, you meet the Athens, the Oracle of Athens. Before she
Well
gets
done.
taken
Well
away.
done.
Bam!
Well done. Yeah, yeah, really
Oh
good. Really good.
shit!
Well, actually impressed with that one, man. I didn't think you were gonna get that.
Yeah.
That's gonna all gonna be short lived because you still have to answer this last question in order to get a point this week. And are you
What?
ready, mate? Are you ready? Are you ready?
I
The
feel like
question
Man
for
United.
you
I feel like
is
I'm getting screwed like Man United by the referees of VAR right now because why am I answering three questions, solid questions for the normal PlayStation gamer, not for me, obviously. Sorry, Millie, but and now I have to answer three to get 1 point. What do it?
Hey,
What?
that's just the way the cookie crumbled. That's it, really. You know, you just gotta handle it the way it is. Roll with the punches.
Watch when I see this bitch next. Watch.
We need to bleep that out. Anyway, the final question is this. How many soldiers did Kratos start his Spartan command with? How many soldiers did Kratos start his Spartan command with?
What the fuck are you supposed to know that?
Sparta!
Okay, so it's in a it's the beginning sequence. It's in the cutscene, and he's fighting, and it's telling the story. It's before the Ares bit. Okay, I need to move backwards. Ares.
And when the oracle looked into his soul, she saw a beast as well as a man. Once a captain in the Spartan army, Kratos had begun his command with only 50 soldiers.
So he calls Ares for help, gets the chains. Before that, they're fighting the barbarians. And it's telling the story before they lose. He's got thousands by the time they fight the barbarians. But before that, going back where he's just a general, I want to say 50.
I'm sorry, it's actually 300. That was what the clue was about. Well, that would be what I was saying if that was the correct answer. And no, you're right. It is 50. Congratulations, mate. You get the third question of this challenge for this week.
Fuck you, Millie.
You tried, Millie. I mean, you thought you knew how to stump him. You even went back to the original God of War game, all the way back to 2005, and he still remembers.
She owes me food now. She owes me beers. King touches.
Well, you don't want to see that dance right now, Millie. Just close your eyes. But anyway, yes. Unfortunately, this week he won. You're now 36-0. Congratulations. I'm still pissed off because I didn't really think you were going to get the second question. I thought, there's no way you're going to get that one. Yes, so he was the first god that gave Kratos his magic. It was Poseidon, with Poseidon's rage, who greets you before you pass through the gates of Athens. You said the Oracle of Athens, correct. And how many soldiers did Kratos start his Spartan command with? It wasn't 300, it was actually 50, which then eventually grew to 300. And then Leonidas took over. But anyway, well done, mate. Well done. But ladies and gentlemen, the call goes out again. I mean, come on. This is close. Because I saw him shaking. There was a bit of a tear in there. Yeah, so definitely.